Good afternoon, students. My name is Sophie Nkwane, and I'm the student counselor from UNISA Nelspruit region. Today we're going to talk about effective time management. When students come to talk about difficulties with their studies at our office, quite often the effective use of time is one of the main problems that they feel. For example, they may talk about feeling overwhelmed, not having enough time to study, or even meet deadlines. This applies to both full and part-time students. At the beginning of the semester or year, it is important to check whether you have all the study materials that you're going to need. Check whether you have all the tutorial letters for the modules that you've registered and the study guide. You can download the tutorial letters and the study guides directly from My UNISA immediately after your registration has been finalized, or you can even wait for them to post them via courier or post. Check in Tutorial Letter 101 for the prescribed books that you need to buy and buy them. Make sure that you have a diary or a year planner. It can be both online or the one that you buy at the bookstores or any other shop where it's available. When preparing for your study day, these are the following things that you need to have in mind. You need to have a fixed place to study so that you get in the mood. Have a study plan so that you know what you're going to study. Just by saying you're going to study economics is not enough. You can say, for example, I'm going to study from chapter 1 to chapter 3, so that at the end of the day, you know whether you have reached your goals or not. Identify your study peak periods. We all know that we're different. For example, someone can prefer to study very early in the morning, another one in the afternoon, and the third one can prefer to study in the evening. So, check which one would be suitable for you and go with that. You can study small sections or chapters at a time with regular breaks in between. For example, it is ideally to study from 20 to 40 minutes and then take 5 to 10 minutes breaks. Make use of family, friends and colleagues. You can include them in your study session where they ask you questions and then you answer. From there they give you feedback on how you are going. Make use of punishment and rewards to remain motivated. For example, once you reach your goal, you can go out for coffee if that is your favorite thing as part of your reward. However, if you did not reach your goal, you can say, I'm not going to watch Scandal if it's your favorite program. That can be used as punishment. Another thing, learn to say no to friends and family. Remember, your sacrifice will benefit them as well. Remember, when you're going to get that promotion, it means you're going to add more money and an improvement in your life as well. Effective time management continued. You need long-term plan to keep track of important dates for the semester or year. You can use a year planner to write the important dates. Start by writing the exam dates and then take Tutorial Letter 101 for each module and write the closing dates of the assignment. The plan can be adapted and changed as circumstances change. This long-term plan can be used as a basis for short-term planning. For short-term planning, you can manage your studies on a weekly and daily basis. Note, you need to plan your studies and recreation. You don't need to include too much details on your planning because that can be counterproductive. It is also acceptable to deviate from your plan as long as you catch up as soon as possible with your outstanding work. Let's look at the weekly schedule for someone who's studying and working full-time. Let's say this person is working from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock Monday to Friday. This person wakes up at 6 o'clock, prepares for work, and then eat breakfast From there, they travel to work. At 8 o'clock, they start working until 4 o'clock. So this means that they are not going to be studying around this time. Then from 4 o'clock, this is the busy time where they travel from work. They come home, maybe they can relax for an hour or 30 minutes. And then let's say they start by cooking, watching after kids, assisting with homeworks. Then from there, they start studying from 8 or 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. Then from 10, they go to bed. On Tuesday, the same procedure would repeat until 4 o'clock. Let's say maybe they've decided with one of the siblings that they're going to exchange the household chores. So today they only relax and then immediately they start studying for 2 hours. Then after 2 hours, they may watch a favorite movie or TV program, and then they socialize with their peers or family members, and then devote another hour to go and study. On weekends, Saturday and Sunday, it's the time when they have the entire day to be able to utilize it as they see fit. Let's say on Saturday, they decide that they're going to use it maybe to go to movies, attend weddings, or even relax at home with their family members. And then on Sunday, they decide to go to church, and then from church, they will study the entire afternoon, and then in the evening, they're going to be relaxing. Now, this plan will be different for someone who is not working because they have the entire week and throughout the day to be able to study. So instead of waking up at 6 o'clock, they can wake up at 10 or 9 o'clock, maybe start doing the household chores, and then they can study throughout the day. And then in the evening, that's when they relax. Then on weekends as well, they decide whether they put in 2 hours, 1 hour, because throughout the week, they were busy studying for longer hours. Another effective method of managing your time with regard to any activity, being it assignments or exams, is the EFT principle of time management. This has 3 phases, which consists of exploration, which is 60% of your time, fixation, which consists of 30% of your time, and the testing phase, which is 10% of your time. The EFT for assignment date. Let's say maybe you need to submit your assignment on the 1st of April. Now, if today is the 6th of March, you start counting from the 6th of March, that is your day 1, until the 1st of April, where you submit your assignment. Now, when you count, the total will be 25 days. You divide the number of days into 3 parts according to the 60-30-10 principle. For your exploration, 60% is going to be 25 divided by 100 times 60, which is 15 days. The 16 days from today, it's going to be the 21st of March. For fixation, it's 25 divided by 100 times 30, which is 7.5 days. And it gives you the 29th of March. Then the testing, which is the final stage, it's the 1st of April, where you complete and submit your assignment. Now, you also need to plan your assignment. Part of planning is to prepare your relevant materials that you're going to need for the assignment. If there are articles that you need to use, make sure that you have all the articles that you will need. Download them on MyUnisa, request them from the library, and check the prescribed book, the recommended books that you need to use, and then have them all in one place. Secondly, for each question in the assignment, check the study sections and chapters that you will need to prepare. Check the pages for each chapter and the difficulty of the work. Let's look at the example of an assignment schedule. Let's say for assignment 1, you have chapter 3 and chapter 8 only that you need to prepare for assignment 1. Again, for chapter 3, you only be needing 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, and 3.5. And then for chapter 8, you'll be using 8.1, 8.3, and 8.4. If you check the number of pages, for 3.2, it's 7 pages, for 3.3, it's 9 pages, and 3.4, it's 6 pages, and so forth. Now you check the difficulty of the work. At this point, 3.2 is the tricky one, so you may need to spend more time on it. For assignment 2, you're going to need chapter 9 and chapter 11. For chapter 9, it's going to be from 9.3 to 9.7, and then only 11.6 plus the study guide. Assignment 3, which is a recap, meaning that you will be using 220 pages to prepare for it. Let us use the EFT principle to prepare for an assignment. This means 60% of your time you will be planning the basic structure. You do the preparatory reading based on the plan that we spoke about earlier. Make the summaries as you go along. And then 30% of your time, you make a rough draft of your assignment, check for the mistakes, make the necessary corrections and improvements. Now, after that, take your assignment, put it aside for 2% of your time. Then later come back to make the final adjustment for the remaining 8% of your time, and then complete the assignment to submit. The last part that we're going to talk about is procrastination. It is about postponing things over and over again until there's no more time left for us to do the task. This happens most of the time when we have fewer modules that are registered, or maybe we're not working and we think that we have plenty of time. So we keep saying we will do it the next week, the next month, until such a time when it's time to write exams or it's time to submit the assignment. There are tips, however, to avoid procrastination. The first one is to write down a task list. As you complete the tasks, cross them off the list to give you a sense of accomplishment. Secondly, break down a long list into smaller objectives. Start with the easier ones first to be encouraged. Thirdly, promise yourself a reward for an accomplished hard task. This is called positive reinforcement. Lastly, control your study environment by eliminating distractions like your loud music, your Facebook, maybe the friends that are not here to assist with your studying. One last word on studying. Just do it. Make time, make space, and just do it. Now I'm going to leave our contact details, which is 013 telephone 756 0920 or 0921. Our email address is nerccd@unisa.ac.za. The website is www.unisa.ac.za/counseling. We are open from Monday to Friday, 8 to 4:15.